Let's get it. We are live. We are back in the flesh. Shout out to everybody, man. Listen, this is our Friday Live brought to you by the Hood. I'm your host as always. My name is Jimmy. I got my partner in crime, Cole. Me, Cole, what is up, good brother?
Man, everything is good, man. What's good with you?
Oh man, I'm excited to be back on our Friday Live. We weren't here last week. Camp ended, a lot going on. But I'm just excited to get back and talk to our folks here on Friday, man. As you come in, whether you're on Facebook or whether you are on YouTube, let us know who's here. Show us some love. Hit the like button. Share this out. Do all the good stuff, man. We will have our giveaway later on today. But in the meantime, man, so I see Wayne put a message here. Said, I tried to purchase MDC through the link. The link didn't even work. It's mdcstrategy.com. People sign up every day, so it does work. It's mdcstrategy.com. And if you have an issue with the mdcstrategy.com, just email us. You can email us at bythehoodllc@gmail.com. Don't forget the LLC, bythehoodllc@gmail.com. But it's mdcstrategy.com. Man, listen, our brother Jose is in the building. Jose, I want to say thank you in public. Told you private, thank you, man. Let me explain to you why. So one of the things that we still haven't officially closed out the books completely from camp. So during our camp every week for the youth, we have games that they play, and the winner of each game gets a cash prize. So we got all those folks paid out, and now we're trying to see what's left to give a stipend to every kid that attended all weeks. So the reason I want to give Jose a shout out is because everything that we do about the Hood, like me and Corey do a whole hell of a lot. And we're working on a lot of other community projects that we'll announce on here shortly. Other big things we're trying to put together. But it's really about our village and not us. And Jose is a part of that. So I'm gonna tell you guys what Jose did for us, man. I want y'all to give Jose a shout out because Jose came to the camp every week, got the notes. So he took roll. We got roll from the kids. He took roll. They put it into the chat. Jose went through, created a spreadsheet, and kind of just put up a matrix of every kid that attended every week, which week they did. And then help me figure out who was there every week. So without the help of people like Jose and and Latoya, we couldn't ever do this, man. So Jose, I just want to say thank you, man, because I definitely got the spreadsheet and working my way through that to contact the parents of those that have been there all week. So that was, man, I don't know what I would have did without that, man. So shout out to our brother Jose, man. He helps hold our camp down, and brother, you are appreciated. Pascal's in the building. What's up, Pascal? How are you? You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving back here. Yeah, we here. My brother Vidon, man. Shout to Vidon, man. That's my guy, man.
Vidon.
I had a platinum post in the Afros on Fire girl this week. Afros on Fire group this week. I just want you to know my post went double platinum. I just want you to know that, brother. I dropped the meme in there. I don't know if everybody didn't know about my meme game, but I dropped the meme in there and went double platinum.
My post went double platinum.
Yeah, my post went double platinum, man. So Don, I'm waiting for my plaque, good brother. I need my plaque. Listen, I'll tell you about community, man. My guy Tweet Talk looked out for me again this week. There was a virtual conference going on. Black is the New Tech conference. He shot me the link, helped me get registered for that. I went in there and watched several of the sessions. So Raphael, I want to say appreciate you as well, man. Yo, our folks be looking out for me, Corey. I stay in the mix because of everybody put me down with everything, man. So shout out to Raphael and Sweet Talk. Jamil, what up, though? D-Twa is in the building.
What it is, though?
Jamil, that Bitcoin class is coming along, man. I'm putting the finishing touches on the PowerPoint again this week because I want to change some stuff. But I know you were back there in the MDC and waiting for it. So that's coming. Hey, Cola is officially here as LaJoya enters the building. How are you, LaJoya? Hey, Rochelle, MDC member, what's good with you? How are you? MDC cracked the markets again, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Won't brag on it, but we do our thing. Kahana's in the building. What's up, bro? That's our brother from our investment group. Yeah. Shout out to Kahan. What's good people? Rock Noxious in the building. What's up, Rock? How are you? Happy Friday, Cookie. Happy Friday. Absolutely. And Jose, you already know what it is. Appreciate you too, good brother. Sam is in the building. What's good, Sam? Oh, man, I forgot. You got students already coming back Monday, man. Woo! You know what I'm saying? When do the kids in Philly go back to school? Because I know she's in Houston, so they probably starting
what's the name? Mastery start Monday.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, they ain't playing with kids no more. Get your dumb ass in school. Hey, Callie. What's
good? Also get out the last week of May. So
okay.
Well, first week of June.
All right, that's what's up. Erica, how are you? Erica's in the building. What's good? Um, yeah, man. So the camp was another success, man. Everything's going well. The MGC is growing. Dr. Chastity is in the building. What's up, Chaz?
Funk Doc Chastity, the Funk Doctor.
Yeah, I heard Chaz was dropping gems in the MDC class the other day. I didn't even make the live class because I had something else going on. But the word got back that Chaz was in there, just throwing diamonds around. So shout out to Dr. Chaz, who's
Forever.
also an MDC member. You know what I'm saying? Also, I want I want Callie and Kahan to know that tell Kalea I said hi and tell her that she's the reason I gotta drive slow down Wissahickon now. And I think about y'all every time I go down Wissahickon with them big speed bumps now. Corey, I don't know if you know this, but remember I was telling them that their daughter was in front of city council?
Yeah.
She had like petitioned to get these big speed bumps put in front of her school. And I ain't gonna lie, it was probably my fault because I used to be ripping Wissahickon Avenue. But every time I go, it ain't just me though. It was everybody. It was one of them strips that has like a long straightaway. So
I used to do that every single morning.
So I'm like, every time I go down there now, I'll be like, yeah, she got it. I see why she did it though, because everybody did it. You know what I'm saying? But now I think about y'all. I think about y'all family every time I go down there. Like, oh yeah, y'all responsible for me having to slow down now. So shout out to y'all for saving my life.
Slow down.
So shout out to y'all for saving my life. Listen, there's a lot going on. We're not gonna be here that long, but we are gonna be here for a good time, man. I figure I'll start tonight's conversation off. There's no topic on today's show as we usually do sometimes. It's just a regular Friday live. He said Makeda said the same thing. Yo, it's facts though. Yeah, I mean that's one story right there. You're talking about Sam Banker with witness tampering. They sent his dumbass. They revoked his bill and sent his dumbass to the can. So FOH to him. You know what I mean? But that's not the story I want to start with. I want to show you this. I didn't even show you this, Core. This story I came across. And you want to talk about privilege, right? This is a privileged story, but it's also pretty wild. And let me share this real fast. All right, so I want you to see this real fast, right? It says beer billionaire Jim Koch buys a random stock every 2 weeks and trusts his former babysitter to execute his trades. Right? You talk about privilege, right? My guy got so much bread that this is what he's doing with his free time. He's talking about privilege, and he's out here laughing. He's enjoying life, man. Yo,
that's when you can't get it wrong. Like,
this is Brewster's Millions in the flesh. His investment strategy is to randomly pick a stock to buy every couple of weeks. So he gives his family's former babysitter bread to oversee his portfolio. So it says that, here's a little lesson in here though. At age 12, that's privilege too. He bought 2 shares of Procter & Gamble for about 140, right? Those 2 shares now are worth 20,000. Sheesh. He likes to randomly pick a stock to buy every 2 weeks and, like I said, give it to the babysitter. He's the co-founder of Boston Beer Company. And that's they asked him about his investment strategy, and that's what it is. But here's the lesson in this too, though, all right? I don't believe that I have any chance in hell of outsmarting the professional investors. That if he did buy a stock, whoever sold it to him probably have more and better information than him. He prefers to focus on running his business and puts money in his stocks, not to get richer, but to protect his fortune and diversify his risks, right? So imagine just being able to just give money every couple of weeks to your babysitter. So this is what he has now, man.
Let me hedge my position.
But here's another piece of the story that was interesting, right? Remember those 2 shares of Procter & Gamble he bought for $140? He never sold them. He owned them since he was 12 years old. The stock has split 6 times, and those 2 shares are now 128 shares worth $20,000. That's insane. I thought that was like a big part of the story I wanted to share with you. Like,
no, that's just with the power of the stock market over time. Like,
that is the power of the stock market over time. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
That's nothing else to say.
Yo, everybody do what my man Pascal said, dude, man. Hit that like button. Please get them likes up for me. So, Tweet Talk brings up another conversation, right? The Fearless Fund. All right, so the Fearless Fund. Matter of fact, I didn't go because the video is a little long, so I want to bring it up. The Fearless Fund was a fund that was created to invest in black women who get the least amount of funding when it comes to starting a business. Even though, as a percentage, right, the data says that they're starting businesses faster than anybody else, but they're also getting the least amount of funding. So this sister who's brilliant, she set up this whole funnel to give grants, not only grants, but to invest in businesses that are, created for sisters and women of color. So the same conservative organization that went against the schools for, affirmative action decided to try to go after her and say that what she was doing was racist because she was only giving funding to black women, right? And they sued her. So, it's in the courts at this point. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yo, that's wild. That's wild. That's wild, B.
This is the times that we're living in, man. This is the times that we're living in. And
that's
she
wild,
literally has to defend herself for create. So an interesting thing is I saw her talk. I saw her talk to Gail on Today's show. She said, if the system was working the way that it should, it would be no need for her. The reason she exists is because there's a need for her, right? And you're right. She's giving out 20K grants to businesses, right? And she said that 20K may seem like a small amount, but it helps people make payroll, helps people with new ideas, all kinds of stuff. And they've given it to several hundred businesses. So it sounds like 20K, but she's given it to several hundred businesses. But also, they've invested millions outside of the grants, but they only work with businesses that are, black women and women of color, and they're being sued and attacked for it.
Yo, that's nuts. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I built this business to help someone, a specific group of people, and now I'm no longer allowed to help that specific group of people because
this is 2023, bro. It's real in the field.
If I would lose that court case, I'd tear the whole business down.
Yeah,
I just I want to see. I used to see. We were just talking about this on what was that on Wednesday on our Wednesday show, where
it looks like I don't know what happened with Corey. It looks like he paused there, but let me go here for a minute. So, for everybody watching though, what do you guys think about this lawsuit? Right? I did notice that. Did you notice that she said they invested in Asian-owned businesses too? Yeah, so they said black women specifically, but also, the BIPOC thing. You know what I mean? So women of color. That was something that she did say, but they still were attacked. I mean, this is just the times that we're living in. It's unfortunate, but here's what's good. Well, I shouldn't say good because nothing is good about this. Some of her funders were huge banks like JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and some of the bigger banks, and they said they will fight with her, right? So as part of their diversity and DEI requirements, they're funding some of her business, and they're going to help her fight this fight. So, she's not alone in that. But I'm interested to see how this thing plays out in the courts because we're living in interesting times. I agree, Cookie. Cookie said it's just a bogus lawsuit, right? I totally agree. I mean, some of the stuff that I hear in 2023, but at this point, what? That's a question I got for y'all, man. After the last, I would say 5-10 years, can anything shock you at this point? You know what I'm saying? Like after stuff like, not even being political, but just after stuff like January 6th, after a pandemic, after the riots, after affirmative action, after, you know what I'm saying? After all these things, them messing with the abortion laws, like, can anything actually shock you in 2023? So, all right, let me get to this thing. Who's suing her? It's the same organization that brought the lawsuit up about affirmative action. Can somebody look up the name of that organization? I can't think of the name of the organization, but I know that it's the same one. So Lorraine says it's bullpucky. So next, men can start suing funds that provide food, clothes, and housing to single mothers. See, and that's that slippery slope. A lot of people that do good work in this world, they have specific reasons and specific things that they target. You open up this can of worms, who knows what happens if you just, start playing too much with this space. So someone needs to deal with this guy before he gets any stronger. He's just trying to set precedents. And that's the thing. The longer they keep giving him these W's, he's going to keep attacking and he's going to keep trying things. Like, I don't know where this will go, but something tells me he's not done. That one win, that empowered him, right? So he got that one win on the one case, and that empowered him. Yeah, so it's somebody look it up for me. Tell me what the name of that organization is, because it's pretty foul. It's pretty foul. That they're doing it, but like I said, and then Rochelle's talking about how when I said, can anything shock you in 2023? You know what I mean? Also, man, I don't know if you guys have seen our recent podcast, but that's it right there. Appreciate that. It's called American Alliance for Equal Rights. That's the name of the organization. American Alliance for Equal Rights. What's funny is when you hear them talk, they act as if they're a civil rights organization. You know what I mean? That's how they market themselves. American Alliance for Equal Rights. But we see what they're attacking. You know what I mean? We see what's really good. Speaking of that, though, man, me and Corey talked on our most recent podcast about the idea of unity. We were talking about Alabama, what happened in Alabama, man. And we ain't talked to y'all since then, man. So I guess the question I want to ask you guys on the live is, how many times have you seen the video at this point? Mark, what's really good? Yeah, I think that is his name, Cookie. That's his organization, but I think that's his name right there. His name is Edward Blum. I think that's his name. And his organization is called American Alliance for Equal Rights. Corey, you back? The aliens let you go, bro?
Man, they doing these blackout joints again. I told you they turned my power out the other day, and then they just did it again. Like the power of my whole crib just went out for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, man. Charge your computer, man, so you don't need the power. But
no, but my computer charged. The internet went out because the internet box.
Okay, got you. Don said he's watched the video about 50 times. I'm asking everybody, how many times did they watch that video?
I've only seen the video once.
I had to search hard for it. Really? Man.
Once. I only because I'm not. I'm talking
about what Rochelle said. She had to search hard for the video. Man, that thing was all up and down my timeline. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I only been on the internet one day in the last 2 weeks.
That's basically what it sounds like, Pascal.
I've been on the internet one day in the last 2 weeks. I've been taking it like an internet fast.
Okay, God, listen, man. Blessings to you. That's a good thing. I was shocked about the apartment manager who threw soda in the child's face and hit him with the bottle. Oh man, what's going on in the world? Like,
yeah,
we attacking kids now? Cookie said probably watched it 1,000 times. So Joya said 3 times. People sent it to me when it first came out. I seen clips, but the video I had to search hard. I don't know whether they started scrubbing it off the internet, but I know the thing was everywhere. And the funny thing is, I don't even know if I could put a number how many times I watched it, just because, like, just objectively, forget all the different reasons why people got excited about the video. It was a lot of action in that. Like, it was literally like watching something entertainment. Like, if that was something that was just on TV, I watch it. Like, when my man swimming. Chair, like
off the boat, I saw like, bull hat going to
end. It was really like watching a WWE match.
Then I seen a 5 minute. Then the one bull pushed him. Then he got rolled on by 5 people. Then you just seen the bull start swimming from out the
that's
boat.
What it is. So shout out to Erica the Legend. Classy Clown said I watched it too many times. She said Facebook started scrubbing it. That's why. I didn't even know that. But listen though, you're back you're a kid. You watch a WWE match. And you got somebody get rolled on, right? And then reinforcements come down to the ring, and then chairs come out. It was literally like that much action to it. So it was like, yo. And then every time I watched that,
that's exactly what it did. Now, like as soon as you said it, it brought it all together. It looked just like a scene out of the WWE.
Lorraine says they try to scrub it from the internet due to violence against the pink people. Yo,
man, whatever.
Yo,
the pink people started the violence. That's how they got their ass.
Yeah, I mean, so that was like something that happened. A lot of stuff happened, man. Like stuff just be happening. But what I was talking to them about before you dropped off, Core, was over this last like 5 to 10 years, so many crazy things have happened and we're living through it. But if you ever just sit back and take stock of everything that we've experienced over the last 5 to 10 years, I don't think anything can shock you when we start talking about, regardless of how you feel about anything politically, because it doesn't matter whether you fall on the right or the left side, the fact that these things happen is just like mind-boggling when you consider January 6th, Alabama, when you consider the pandemic, global pandemic, the riots that happened during the pandemic, right? The wave of like the police shootings. What else has happened?
They burned down half the country here.
Yo, they attacked
For the
the
police shooting.
they attacked affirmative action. Like so many things have happened.
Roe v. Wade got overturned.
This is what I'm saying. So many things have happened, and like we're living through it. But it's gonna be like the documentaries from this time period that we're living in.
It's gonna be nuts.
Are going to be amazing. They're gonna be the real fire Jones when they got the empty room with the chair, and you just wait for somebody to walk in. That's you know what I mean. That's the kind of docs they're gonna have. Like
it's gonna be the documentaries from these last 10, 6, I ain't even 10 years. From like 2016 till now, like the last 7, 8 years, ever since Orange, the orange dude came in the man. What? Yeah. It's been absolute chaos, man.
Pure insanity, yo. Pure insanity. So somebody said, did you see the clear lady came down the ramp and got pulverized? Absolutely. Baseball cap is a new bat signal. Facts. Our culture makes things viral. Erica, that's the thing about it. Like outside of the unity or whatever was shown in the video, the black creatives, like our folks are so creative and entertaining. That to me was like, it's always that way though. Anytime something, first of all, we don't take anything serious. That's the first thing, right? It won't take nothing serious, but we're so creative. The comedians, the people that do the memes, just the everything that we're like, all that I like to call it internet art that I saw over the last like week has been some of the funniest and most creative things I've seen. Like the voiceovers, the people giving play-by-play, some of the art that was done from it. I'm like, yo, our people are just mad creative.
I ain't see when I get off my internet fast, I'm gonna have to catch some of that because I really
you missed all.
I still don't have TikTok. I don't have TikTok at all. And
I know.
Then I'm on IG once a day, and I get on Facebook maybe twice a day, even when I'm on the internet. And now I haven't been on the internet at all this week, except for the do our show because I had to do some research. I had to find the video to watch it.
I got a point about what you just said too. I'm gonna get back to that in a minute. But LaJoya said people dying in Fulton County Jail from bed bugs. Like that's something else. Like it's just pure insanity. And K Diggy, listen, man, I ain't gonna lie. I got the greatest timeline. I got like a righteous side of my timeline where I get all that uplifting, empowerment stuff. And then some of my folks send me all the ain't-ish stuff. And shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I get everything, bro. Like I get some fun. And then like Twitter, man. Shout out to my man Don, man. Like Don keeps Twitter live for me, man, because Don be on Twitter wilding. And some stuff
on Twitter either.
Some stuff
I'm on Twitter, but I'm not on there.
Some stuff about my
Twitter, and I ain't been on Twitter since the bull bought it.
Yeah. I was about to say January 6th. I thought I was in the Twilight Zone. Like, yeah, that was kind of wild to say that it was real in Georgia. And that's not a bad thing. Can't wait for the Montgomery Melee document. That doc is gonna be crazy too.
That document
is gonna be insane. They're gonna go back and everybody leading up to it.
Did they bail the bull out? The chair dude, the bull who was smacking people in the head with the chair?
Yeah, yo.
Did they bail him out?
Well, yeah, he's out. They didn't. He's out. Everybody, yeah, he's out.
No, because I know the GoFundMe's was going crazy for bull, so he can get out.
So that's the other part. The toilet paper riches. Everybody was going wild for toilet paper. Folks was stacking up toilet paper. It was some wild stuff. Poor history teacher is gonna be exhausted in 10 years. They're gonna be like,
it's gonna be a mess.
Like the meme with sis with the Popeyes outfit on, sitting there, or like the Jimmy Butler meme where he's just tired as hell. Like, yeah, like Rochelle, I said, I so love us. Yeah, we just mad creative. Like the Aquaman, like the names they were giving it, all that stuff, man. Shout out to Aaron, the young 16-year-old man. Like, not only were we creative, but the speed of implementation is ridiculous. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got a rap song. Yeah, it was a couple rap songs dropped. It was a comedy rap song. Then somebody made a serious rap song. It's like we was just producing the reenactments. Yeah, like everything has just been wild. Corey, you said something to me, and I was looking at some stuff, right? So I was looking at analytics, right? And let me give you a little backstory. When we were talking to the kids in our camp, and one of the things about doing these camps every year is you get a lot of data from we do a part of our camp where we do like a kind of like a this or that thing, and it's really talking about brands. And we put up different brands to see, and we ask the kids like what brand
data analytics.
So one of them is like Samsung versus like Apple. Another one might be like Nike's versus Adidas. I'll bring those two up because no matter where Corey and I are, we do like short classes in high schools and colleges, and Nike always is by Nike and Apple are the two most popular brands by far. And we do this in a lot of different sectors. But what I was noticing is like the Chick-fil-A McDonald's thing, right?
Yeah, we got caught off guard by that.
Because every time we've been doing it, like it used to be 100% Chick-fil-A. And McDonald's has been coming back a little bit to the point it was real close this year. But I'm going somewhere with this, so just bear with me. McDonald's is interesting because I look at their numbers. I look at their numbers because our brother Pass always trades them in the options market. So I'm always looking at them. And everybody I know says they don't go to McDonald's. I don't know nobody that goes to McDonald's. Everybody says, oh, it's poison, this, that, and this. I don't eat there personally, right? But I don't know anybody that admits to eating there. Somebody's eating there because they make billions and billions of dollars every quarter.
As long if Arby's is still open, then McDonald's is going to make billions of dollars. Ain't no way.
All right.
Listen, man. If Arby's is still open, then now, McDonald's is more.
I'll bring that up to say this. Everybody tells me they hate Facebook, right? They be like, I don't use Facebook. I use
all the money.
Or I use but if we run an ad on Facebook and put something on Facebook does so many numbers. Facebook does so many numbers. I put up a video on Facebook, right? I put it up on all our platforms, but I'm like, yo, everybody claims they don't on Facebook.
Then you get the analytics back, and they
got 1 million views. The same jump that on I got IG, YouTube combined only got a couple hundred, got 1 million views on Facebook. I'm like, yo, people be acting like Facebook. Yo, Erica says it. All the money is on Facebook. People be acting like they're too good for Facebook. They be like, that's where the old people be. I'm like, no, it ain't just old people.
Where the money is.
But hold on, it ain't just them though. People still be on Facebook, dog. So I'm like, yo, the chair picks. Yeah, the chair picks are hilarious. So people be frauding about somebody. Like, look at the data. Don't pay attention to what people tell you because people lie. Focus on data.
Yeah, man, the data.
Which is yeah, data tells you what's really going on. Yeah, GameStop shenanigans, Popeye chicken sandwich mania, the rise of the deep voice, half naked female thug rappers. Yeah, a lot's going on, man. A lot's going on.
We need to talk about vax and no vax.
That was a thing. Yo,
that was a whole thing for like a year.
China loves McDonald's. They get money all over the world too. That is another thing. Yo, I watched a documentary series on Netflix called Ladies First, which was pretty dope. It was about the history of the female MC in hip hop. So that was pretty dope. Made me think about that when he said what he said. People suffering with the munchies definitely eat McDonald's. 35 to 55 with the money. All right, so Erica, that is something else too. Like TikTok got all the young kids, and you marketing to people who ain't got no bread. But then again, some people don't even care about money; they want attention. McDonald's, yo. The one thing is, I've been to Jamaica probably 50 times at this point in my life, and everybody keeps telling me that when I get to Jamaica, I gotta try their KFC, and I just don't do it. And the lines be crazy, but they tell me that when you go to Jamaica and you see KFC, the KFC they have in Jamaica isn't the KFC they have here. Still yet to try it.
I've been to Jamaica twice. Yeah, twice.
KFC in the States is ass.
And I haven't had the KFC. I've been to 2 different islands. Speaking of Jamaica got a bunch of places to like. It's like 4 different spots to go in Jamaica. Like,
yeah, my favorite spot is in the grill though. Let's keep it. Let's keep it with it. That's my spot in the grill.
Teach me.
I never met somebody that brought the Hammer album, but he sold 15 million. Yeah, folks was lying about that too.
Yeah, man.
Folks was definitely in their crib jamming the Hammer.
The biggest rapper in the world.
Yeah, but in the street, you couldn't say. In the street, you couldn't say it though.
91 to from 88 to 92
yeah,
or 93. My man was the hottest rapper on planet Earth.
But he's right though. Folks was fraud in the street.
Dudes was wearing parachute pants to clubs, dog. Don't get me to starting about y'all wearing them parachute pants to clubs, bro.
Today is August 11th. It's the 50th anniversary of hip hop. August 11th, 1973, and it's August 11th, 2023. So happy born day to the culture. Happy born day to the culture. Somebody buying enough Arby's for them to buy BW3, Sonic, Dunkin', and Baskin. Right? Yeah, they bought all them things under one conglomerate. I haven't had KFC in decades. It's trash here in the States. And Jimmy John's too. Yeah, Jimmy John's be doing numbers. In some places, I don't mess with that either. Nothing was more eye-opening when Arby's Group bought Dunkin' Donuts and Buffalo Wild Wings. Who's propping up Arby's? They got the meats paused. Somebody is, yo. All fast food overseas is completely different. All right, so Don, that might be a thing too, though. The funny thing is, I never get fast food overseas because, like, when you overseas, one of the things about traveling overseas is trying to experience cultures, and it's hard for me to like.
I don't eat fast food when I go overseas.
Eat fast food a lot anyway.
Huh?
I said we probably don't eat fast food that much anyway. Only time I eat fast food here, if I do, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. But Chicago got the McDonald's joint where you can go in and get food from McDonald's all across the world. It's in Chicago.
That's a dope McDonald's.
Yeah, it's in Chicago.
Now, I might eat McDonald's in Chicago if I go to Chicago.
Is it? Look it up though. It's in Chicago.
So the one time I've been to Chicago once. It was 2001. The Sixers was playing game 1 versus the LA Lakers. So it was June or July. I forget whether it was June or July, which was time. But I know I was there for game 1. I was in Chicago because I was watching it in a bar in Chicago. Yeah. And the 2 days I was there were the 2 hottest days in Chicago history. Well, the 3 days. I was there for 3 days, and 2 of the 3 days were the 2 hottest days in Chicago history. One day was 108, and then the next day was 114.
I was in Chicago twice. Actually, probably a couple more times. I put in like 3 times. But I spoke at a conference there, man, and I was the opposite of you. I was there in the winter. And when they say Chicago is the windy city, I thought that was just a saying. It's different.
No, it's dumb.
A different type of wind. Them tall buildings too. It's absolutely insanity. So that just 2020 to 2023 is crazy already. We haven't even mentioned ChatGPT. There you go. Arby's is money laundering. Everybody says that. Ho! LaJoya says she. All right, what do you get from Arby's, LaJoya? I need to know, what are you getting from Arby's?
Curly fries.
Look, now people clapping to it. Rochelle said they eat Arby's too.
Yikes on a bite.
Those are the temperatures there in Houston. She's in Houston, so the temperatures like that now.
It is. I'll know.
108 to 115 degrees.
Damn.
Yeah, y'all got that
coming out the house.
Oh, I only eat the curly fries. Y'all got that, though. Y'all can have that. You know what I mean? Y'all can have that. I'm cool on that. Speaking of that, though, we had what's it? It's the 11th of August. So the weekend of the 26th, I know there's a lot going on. Like, folks been hitting me up, like asking me, am I going to Atlanta for InvestFest? But no, I won't be there. I actually have a speaking engagement that same weekend in Utah, of all places. I know nobody that watches us lives in Utah, so I ain't even gonna ask y'all to get up because ain't none of y'all in Utah.
Ain't nobody going.
Ain't nobody in Utah. I might be the only one out there, but I'm going to go get these bars off. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get these bars off. So I gotta.
And no, I won't be at InvestFest. I will be. Actually, I'll be back in Philly. I'm leaving Philly this week, and then I'll be back that weekend. That's the weekend of the 26th to handle some business. You know, clean up my last little business here.
Okay, before you go to Orlando for good. Corey,
not Orlando.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Reading this and talking to you. Corey is officially becoming a Houstonian, man. Don't go down there and start liking the Texans and the rain, like all them. You know.
You see my hat, bro? Come on, man. Don't even play with me, man. You play a little bit too much, man.
I'm joking, man. No, but here's the funny thing, though. Most of my friends that actually have moved out of the city, they become bigger, like, you know, Eagles, Sixers. Yeah, because it's different when you, like, you know, living in Philly is different. You're surrounded by people that like that, so it's a little different. But you take more pride when you don't live there. So Orlando has a World McDonald's also. I didn't know that. All right, I didn't know that. Arby's or Hardee's. Yo, Hardee's. Remember Roy Rogers? Or am I dating myself? Y'all don't know about Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers. Yo, I used to go to the movie theater right next to the Roy Rogers. We used to rob that Roy Rogers blind, boy.
Dog, I almost got murdered in Roy Rogers on Cheltenham Avenue. It was snowing outside. So we go to the Roy Rogers. It's like Cheltenham Avenue here is like a little a back from the street. And me and my god brother walk in the joint, and it's we don't see nobody. So we like looking around. These boys jump up with a Uzi, a tech, like from the red, like, yo, get it down. They was robbing the joint, which is why we didn't see nobody in there. My dumb ass, instead of like, you know, I turned around and hauled ass out of the store. Good thing is they didn't chase me. But the crazy part is it was like cops at the corner. They're like, yo, try to stop us. I'm like, yo, what you stop us for? Like, anyway, long story short, they caught the boys. And then they tried to get me to go to court testify. And I was like on some, like, I ain't messing with them. Like, I'm cool. But
they all right.
They ended up not needing me anyway.
They ain't gonna do it again.
No, they ended up not needing me anyway. I was like, yo, leave me out of that, dog. They had machine guns.
You need me to testify? Like, no, bro. No, sorry, Bob.
I don't want nothing to do with them dudes.
No siree, Bob.
Yeah, they got roofed though. They got roofed. But anyway, so shout to Roy Rogers because I always think of that.
Yo, so
right? And that crazy part is it's not even a hood. We're in Cheltenham, dog.
Yo, listen, the Roy Rogers that I'm talking about is downtown. People used to get chopped in there every day. That joint was right in the movie theater right on Chestnut Street is on Chestnut Street. It used to be a movie theater right there on Chestnut Street. Mm-hmm. That's why I went to go see all the popular movies because that was the most popular spot to go. It was one on Chestnut Street on right between Broad and 15th Street, and the Roy Rogers was literally next door to that joint.
Yeah, he was downtown. Yo, Raphael said, "Whoever thought that Mason Cameron would ever reconcile?" Meanwhile, Russia's holding summits in Africa. Absolutely.
Yeah, the world going. The world going upside
insanity,
down.
Insanity.
We ain't even talk about Fed now going live. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yo, stuff is just like
Ukraine and Russia got full beef. Like it's going down in the world.
Congrats on your move, bro. Congrats on your move. Yo, it's just too much. It's too much going on. Like, I guess Moore's law applies to everything. Like, things are just happening like at a much rapid pace. Chopped and screwed. Hardy's and Roy Rogers go hard in Oklahoma. Roy Rogers was the best. Roy Rogers, yeah. See, everybody remember Roy Rogers? Sounds like Steady B. No, it wasn't Steady B. He got his later. He got his later.
Steady B quarter case later.
Yeah. See, I got a crazy Mark. Tell me it wasn't. Was it Roy Rogers on Cheltenham Avenue though, or was it a different spot? Or you was at a different Roy Rogers? You remember the joint I'm talking about? Right up Cheltenham Avenue, right before you get to like, it's in between like Cheltenham on Cedarbrook.
You know what's crazy? I had never been to Cheltenham Avenue until I went to Central. Like, I lived in the city my whole life. I had no reason to go that way.
Yeah, but you was down north. You had not like that. You went downtown. See, say what you said. You went downtown. We didn't go downtown. We went to Cheltenham.
Y'all went up. Yeah, y'all went up. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I had no reason to go up there.
Yeah, it used to be a White Castle abroad and like Broad Colony. He better buy a personal fan for that. Yeah. When in Utah, a bunch of the food was tasteless, so I see. Damn. I'm gonna be there for like 5 days.
Food every day.
Be there 5 days. I might be getting them Arby's. Yeah, I mean, curly fries.
You might be getting the meats.
30th and Allegheny. Oh, it wasn't.
Yo, yes, it definitely was. Right there at the intersection. Right there where the AutoZone is right now.
It's a McDonald's over there now.
Yeah, McDonald's. Yeah, my fault. But all that stuff right there at 30th Street. Yep.
Yo, you know what's funny when you like this is an interesting thing about real estate, right? Something could be there for 20 years, right? And you'll see it there every day or whatever, and they knock it down and put something up. And it don't take long at all for you to forget what the hell was there.
Yep.
Yeah, White Castle's still around.
Yeah, White Castle. Them sliders when we was in high school was everything.
All right, so there we go. I got something because that's exactly why I'll be in Salt Lake City. So it's the Cheesecake Factory out there. So, I mean, that's kind of mid too, but you know, just ask Congress for $40 billion with $21 billion going to Ukraine. Yo,
he wilding, bro. He wilding.
Can't wait for that documentary too. This Ukraine business is is interesting. I don't want to get in my conspiracy bag because I really don't know. GC, what's really good? How are you, GC?
I heard a lot of stories about how Ukraine was the aggressor.
I don't know. I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about where this where all this money is going. Like the money is just flowing.
Laundering money
over that chicken. Yo, Hunter Biden probably going crazy with that bread. he be partying like Johnny Manziel.
Pop, lock, and drop it.
Cool. If you don't do nothing else, dog, watch the documentary on Netflix about Johnny Manziel.
No, I don't have to because I know people that know him. So
dog,
I don't have to watch the documentary because I know people that know him.
Dog,
he was wilding, yo.
I don't know, and this might be a little bit of recency bias. Might be a little bit of hyperbole. I don't know. That's probably one of the.
Nobody had more fun on a college campus than Johnny Manziel.
It's not, yo. It's not even. It's like some of the stuff he was doing was just like, dog. He was partying so hard, right? First of all, his agent was begging him leading up to the draft, like, yo, just don't drink or do drugs. Like, why do you have to tell somebody that when they're potentially getting millions of dollars? He did it anyway. He went out the night before his pro day and got so hammered, had an all-night bender that the receivers that was supposed to be there with him on his pro day couldn't even make it. They was hungover. So when his pro day, this boy had his lawyer and his he had his lawyer and his agent running routes for him because he couldn't find nobody else. Dog, he was doing stuff like
he was doing rich, privileged white boy stuff. Because the thing about it was he knew, like, he came from money.
But no, see, that's the whole scam. His family was poor. They said the whole thing about him coming from money was something that he made up to hide the fact that he was stealing money from like getting paid in college. They was like that whole, they said, but the funny thing is they got all these headlines and newspapers talking about he comes from money. He was like, that's something that we made up. We made that up in the dorm. Like, yo, let's just say we come from oil money. They just literally made it up. It wasn't nothing true about it.
They were just taking money from the college, from the camp.
Yo, his grandpa was laundering money for him. He was signing autographs for all this money, and his grandpa was like, yo, I'm gonna take it out my account. You know what I'm saying? Give me the cash out. Like, it was just pure. It was pure.
He was cash out refund out his grandpa account.
Dog, it was pure insanity. It was like, it was privilege. It was so much privilege, but it was like pure insanity. Some of the stuff he was doing, he like, yo, I don't want to give it away, but watch that documentary. Like, I watch some of the things, like, you know, we all talk about the content that we're watching. I watched that. I watched the Ladies First doc, and the other thing I watched this week is you know, I'm an R&B lover. PJ Morton got a YouTube video where his last album, Watch the Sun, he did it live. That is like the illest thing I've seen in a long time.
Speaking of new music, sorry,
what you got?
I saw the boy Snoop new artist, Orlando something. Boy got an album, something. The new Marvin Gaye is the name of the album. Boy got crazy vocals.
Orlando. Let me see if I look up. You can't call yourself the new Marvin Gaye, dog.
Yo, his vocals crazy, dog.
I'm gonna check it out though. You know I love R&B, so I'm gonna check it out.
Orlando something. I cannot remember boy name.
I'm gonna look it up though, because I'm gonna tell you one thing. PJ Morton. I was telling him, I said, yo, PJ Morton is like he's like Marvin Hathaway Wonder, dog. This boy is amazing. Like, put it like this. I haven't been to a show in a couple years. When he comes to
Orlando London is his name. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna look him up. I appreciate that. You know, I'm always looking for new stuff to look at. I'm gonna look him up though. So talking about let me see. Let's get some more of these comments real fast. It says, serves you right, Erica, for being in Utah. Ukraine is a diversion. I don't know what's going on in Ukraine, but I need somebody to investigate the entire Ukraine thing. It's just I don't know.
And I listened to that PJ Morton album. You're right, boy his voice is just like
he's to me, like, he's the best R&B artist alive right now. But watch this. He just dropped a whole YouTube video. He took his last album and performed it live. He like rented out a mansion, brought his friends up, and performed the whole album live with the orchestra and the band. And
you gotta watch the special that the boy Orlando London did.
I'm gonna watch it.
Snoop Dogg.
I'm gonna watch it.
Your voice is sultry. Like, yeah. I was like, you know, I ain't even into, you know, pause. I ain't even into that. But bull voice, like, he give off young Marvin vibes, man.
I'm gonna listen to it. That, you know, that's my thing. R&B is my thing. 5 years ago, all the media was labeling Ukraine one of the most corrupt places in the world. We forget stuff. 5 years ago was like on the internet time, Rich.
Yeah, that's like 17.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, 5 years ago.
Ice Age.
5 years ago was the 80s.
5 years ago.
Yo, and Erica, I'm glad you said that though, because I was telling like some of my cousins, my older cousins, I was like, yeah, I got a speaking gig in Utah. I was like, they was like, yo, Utah's lit. They was like, they go out there all the time for skiing, and just like they said, a lot of the resorts are fire out there. So I have heard that. It's the Ducky Boy spots. That's what I thought, Pascal. Like, I'm like, yo, it's gonna be me and Karl Malone out there.
You funny as hell.
GC, it's funny you say that. I was having a conversation with myself earlier. Some of the ETFs and stocks that I buy, I'll be like waiting for them to go down, and I've been waiting for wait for so long.
So like, just dump cash.
So I'm always dollar cost averaging. But I'm always trying to keep a little bit of powder around in case they get I need like a major sell-off. But it never seems to happen, man. But you know, it is what it is. Apple is interesting though. I was just reading about Apple about how iPhone sales are down like so many consecutive years. But they've done such an amazing job with their management in terms of the pivot, because now they're also a service company with Apple TV, Apple Music. They make billions of dollars just like with like AirPods. Like they found ways to not be so reliant on the iPhone, but it's still their flagship thing. And the 15 comes out, but eventually they're gonna have to do something because they just keep doing the same thing. Yeah, camera's amazing. They make the camera better every time, but I don't know how much, he was talent. He was talented, pure talent. He was doing Texas football. They talking about Johnny football. The craziest part about the Johnny thing is Johnny hated football. And that's what was crazy. Boy said on the doc, like, yo, football was just like a way to like help him get to the parties he wanted to get to. I'm like, yo, you should have just been a party promoter. That sounds like a Law and Order episode ripped from the headlines. It might be. A black man wouldn't get away with that. No, I mean, listen.
Black men have gotten away with that.
To a certain point.
On college campuses, yeah.
Not what he got away with, dog. It's levels.
No, not at that level. But
you just said yourself, nobody has done what this dude done.
No. I'm just saying.
He was supposed to be. He skipped practice. His team is practicing. He's sitting courtside of the Lakers game. First of all, where do you get the money as a college athlete back then when there was no NIL, right? So, and that's a whole other aspect.
Texas A&M got the biggest boosters in the country.
Dog, he was getting money from like signing autographs. He was making millions from signing autographs. They said he was getting 30 to 50 grand every time he like did a whole joint signing autographs. And he was doing it once or twice a month while in college. On IG with the money phone, like with Drake. His team is practicing for a bowl game. He's sitting courtside at the John. They're like, yo, what the, like, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know if anybody else would have got away with that. Let me see. Hit up Jollibee down in H-Town. That Filipino chicken dunked in gravy. They got one in Philly now. It's in the Northeast.
Yeah, they do.
Owen agrees. PJ Morton is fire. Y'all catch Grandmaster. Yo, I don't even want to talk about that, dog. I feel so bad, yo. Shout out to the God, but yo, stop. My man literally counted to 8 on his diss song. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, cuz, what year are we in? Like, stop. And somebody told me it's a double entendre because it's 8 Mile. I said, no, just stop. Core, I don't know if you heard this, dog, but Grandmaster Melly Mel made a diss Eminem in the track. And it is, I don't want to disrespect the elder, man. So I'm just going to be quiet.
I don't get involved in none of these old folk diss tracks. Like,
yeah, we really got to bring the word the Grandmaster back to hip hop, though. That's a fire name, Grandmaster. I'm gonna change my Twitter name. I want to be Grandmaster JW.
Grandmaster for what I was in Grandmaster mean, because I played chess.
You play chess, yeah.
Yeah, so Grandmaster, I definitely wasn't on that level.
I'm a Grandmaster.
I definitely was at the professional level, not at the Grandmaster level.
I'm gonna put that in my Twitter bio. I'm a Grandmaster meme maker. Grandmaster. Are we watching a modern day Berlin conference slowly unfold before our eyes between Russia and China?
Maybe. You won't know until 20. You won't know till 20 years from now.
That's the thing. It's interesting to see how many things we're watching happen right in front of our eyes.
It's slowly unfolding in front of our face.
Yeah. Robert Glass was also fire. Finally coming off. He's also fire.
I saw him at a ducky spot. Me and my wife was at we was at a jazz club downtown. What jazz club was it? Ask her to put it in the comment. We was at a jazz club downtown, and he was playing in a jazz club downtown, just a random jazz club. Robert Glasper. I was like, dang. In Philly, he was.
Y'all think Powell's going to raise rates next meeting? Next meeting, I don't know. Eventually, he's going to have to.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. I think eventually he's going to have to. Next meeting, I'm not sure.
He still got to raise rates because the inflation's still out of control.
Yeah. Although I saw a report today was talking about how certain companies like use inflation as an excuse and then raise stuff above and beyond what they needed to for inflation. It was like, yo, let's grab all the chicken we can. Yeah, PJ Morton is definitely fire. Henrietta Lack's surviving family finally settled their lawsuit the thermal efficient side. I didn't even see that.
Yeah,
I didn't even see that.
I need to get the invoice on that because they probably got pizzy.
Yeah. Karl Malone is definitely a scumbag.
He is scumbag of the earth.
I like Apple back at 120. I would too. They need to get in front of this AI wave. Oh, believe me, they are. Every company is see, that's the thing, right? Especially the big companies in the tech sector, which is kind of like which runs our markets at these points. All of them are involved. All of them. What I find interesting though, I'll often go back and watch the video. Me, you, and Kamari were on a video. It's on our channel where we talk about like who's in your top 5. I always had to go back and watch that video to hear like our thoughts because we were debating the different tech companies. But all of them are involved. What I find interesting is how many of them are partnering with Microsoft. I feel like Microsoft is everybody's partner, yo.
I already told you Microsoft and Google was my 2 favorite.
No, I get that, but I'm talking about
Microsoft, Google, and Procter and Gamble. Those 3. Like I don't really mess with Facebook. I don't really mess with Apple because I never like Apple business model. I think they do a great job at their business model. I don't like their business model.
I mean, that's fine.
I don't like their products. I'll say that. But their business model, I said it wrong. I don't like their products, but their business model was fire because what they do better than anybody is that they create more shares and then they buy them back, which is why their stock price always goes through the roof.
Well,
like you get more appreciation out of Apple than anything.
But here's the thing. Their products, like people love their products.
No, listen, they do again. You asked me to own a company for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Apple's a 50-year company. I think they're gonna have a great run, but I think they're gonna hit a wall before those other companies.
I don't, and the reason I say I don't is because the one thing I'll say about Apple, as opposed to everybody else, I was just talking about Microsoft, but I just think it's interesting how they're everybody's partner, like everybody's silent partner, like everybody.
Yep.
But Apple has something that Microsoft doesn't have. Apple is a church.
It is.
Even when we talk about that within the video, right? There's literally studies that have been done that when they study the human brain and they put the Apple logo in front of them, people react to the Apple logo the same way they react to seeing their children. The same brain waves that go off.
We showed the video to the kids.
Yeah, we did. The same brain waves that go off when they show them their child or somebody in their family is the same thing that happens when they see the Apple logo. And the funny thing is, they talked about Samsung, and they said Samsung, who's their biggest competitor, doesn't have any sort of reaction that way. It said, in fact, what the study shows is people that buy Samsung only buy Samsung because they hate Apple. It's not even that they like Samsung. They're just Apple haters. Like Apple has lovers and haters. And the thing about it is, in the world, it sounds crazy, but it's like almost as important to have just as many haters as you have lovers.
Yeah, because that gives you it gives you credence.
Yeah, because they're still talking about
you can't be great without haters.
Is what Tone Trump say? If you ain't got no haters, you ain't working hard enough. Like,
yeah.
The thing is, both are energy. So even if you're hating or you're loving, you're giving energy to whatever that product or person is. So the reason I would say Apple is you're talking about a church, and they're involved in AI. They're involved in everything in their products. When I don't
tell people not to buy Apple stock. That's just dumb. Like I'm just never going to.
No, I got you. But even with their product, there's someone that uses both, right? So I got. I got the newest Galaxy phone here. I got the newest iPhone here, and what I will say is this: across the board, when it comes to computers, to the hardware, Apple is number one. Like I can't buy a Samsung tablet that compares to an iPad. The iPhone is just as good as any Samsung phone. Like so across the board, I would say that
not as good as any Samsung phone.
It is. I mean, and again, this is coming from someone who uses it. If you use the newest iPhone versus the newest Samsung phone, at this point where smartphones are, it's hard to get a bad smartphone.
It's minimal. It used to be a large gap. It's not as big.
There obviously are certain things that I prefer on the Samsung, which is why I have one because it's more open. But at the end of the day, though, in 2023, these smartphones are so good. I could buy a top line Motorola and have a great experience because I don't know how much more they can evolve the smartphone, which is why you see the glasses, the goggles. They're trying to get because how much? What can you do at this point?
Yeah,
I don't know what you can do at this point. Have you seen videos of the guy driving a truck with a folding chair? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. BlackRock jumping in and folks still sleeping on BTC. Hey, listen, it is what it is. I ain't worried about BlackRock is funny, man. I give you £1, but I break your hand. All right. We went to our first chess award ceremony last night. Cam won that Grandmaster. Shout out to young Cam. I hope he gets it.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this, man.
Chris's. She said it was Chris's.
If he wanted to be a grandma, and I'm gonna tell you this from experience, right?
Real quick, Corey. She said it was Chris's. I think she was answering your question.
Yeah, Chris's Jazz Club. That's the name of it.
Where the hell is that at?
That was right off of it was on Sampson Street. It was off of it was on Sampson Street, right behind where the the Urban League or whatever, that the Urban League building right there on Broad Street is between Broad Street and 15th Street. No, yeah, Broad Street and 15th Street.
Okay. Chris's
Jazz Club.
They need to sue John Hopkins too. What do you think about rental increases? Went to my first city council meeting this week and they addressed rents.
Congratulations on that.
But yeah, that's major. Make sure you participate. 9.1% increase versus the national average of 2.3. The mayor's solution was telling citizens to call 201 for what? That's a wild response from a mayor. Yo, that's a wild response from the mayor. Now, one of the things that I talk about, and you're in the NBC, go back and watch the real estate valuation class. It's I think it's 4 parts. One of the things to talk about in there is real estate is hyper local. So rents have actually been decreasing in the Philadelphia market, believe it or not. Because here's the thing, people always, and this is a big misnomer in real estate, right? I'm gonna tell you one of the biggest misnomers that you see all your gurus and stuff talk about, and the data just doesn't back it up. Again, forget people's opinions, look at the data. People feel like anytime there's an increase of anything in terms of costs being put onto the landlord, that they always get passed to the tenant. There's a little bit of truth in that, but there still becomes a breaking point. And this is the thing about real estate being a market. There comes a breaking point. There's only so much you can put you onto the tenant before they'll just pick up and go somewhere else, right? Yep. And so you got to be careful just watching or having real estate conversations across different regions, because even within the city, different counties will behave different, right? Because real estate is a hyper local thing, because it depends upon how first of all, mayor saying that is just nuts, but it shows how he feels about it. He must be a landlord himself or be getting funded by those folks, because he's like, look, because there are things you got to do. There's things you can do legislatively to protect people. You can create homestead. You can create all kinds of exemptions. There's things you can do. Yeah. But that's wild. But anyway, make sure you keep going to them city council meetings. That's pretty dope. Companies that are vertically integrated. Listen, Apple.
Yeah. That's another thing they do very well.
Apple, well, that's because people don't understand. Like, if you actually go back and study the history of Apple, people love Steve Jobs, but some will say Tim Cook was more important to the company than Steve Jobs. It's debatable, right? Because you need a visionary to get you there. But his specialty was logistics and how to supply chain and logistics was his specialty. And under him, they've just thrived. Yeah, Aaron, what's good, Aaron? How are you?
My son is an Apple junkie, and they products, you don't wait long for them. I tell you that much.
Listen, I got my nephew an Apple phone for Christmas, and I knew what it was. Like he's bought into the whole
My son an Apple junkie. My son got the tablet, he got the earbuds, he got the phone, the watch, and the computer. It's like he got the whole setup.
Once that happens, he's never leaving.
Yeah, he's stuck.
And that's what I'm saying. So it's hard to bet against that. You're never leaving. Now, what I will say is this though. It's almost like you crush your own products though, because Apple has become so good at making, say, an iPhone that you can keep an iPhone for 5-6 years now. It's like you drop one every year, but they're so good. What do I got to get an iPhone for? I guarantee you some people that are watching and listening to us right now have iPhones, and they probably using iPhone 10s, iPhone 11s.
My wife just lost her iPhone 11, which is why we had to upgrade that. She had an 11.
Yeah. And Aaron, to your point, though, I remember someone telling me, I was like, well, you can do XYZ on this phone. It was like, yeah, but it don't have the Apple on the back. And that was their whole argument. They didn't even care about the tech. They cared about that logo.
Yep. That's exactly how people. Yo, like I get made fun of for being in the chats with you got the blue. I'm like, yo, man, chill out. Man.
I'm such a rebel that I have an iPhone, but I won't even jump in any of my. I'm not on any group chats on my iPhone. I do it intentionally, just to piss people off. Semi-affordable. Yo, that's because everybody's financing everything, dog. Everybody's financing everything. Everything. I took my car to the shop this week and they was like, yo, you could pay this on Klarna or one of them joints. I was like, what? Yo, everybody financing everything. Everything. Apple has become an elitist symbol. To a certain degree, it has. Apple is a mega church. Don't diminish their greatness. He called it a mega church.
It is.
Microsoft also has the back end of the U.S. government.
Yep, all the government contracts. They fought over those government contracts. Like, what was that? 2-3 years ago? It was Amazon. It was between Azure. It was between Microsoft Azure and Amazon. Their joint. What's their platform called? I forgot. The Amazon joint. The
I'm talking about the web service.
Yeah, AWS. It was between Azure and AWS, and the government chose. Azure.
I wonder how many envelopes were passing around on those negotiations.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's crazy envelopes going around, crazy expensive lunches.
Yo, that was a $30 billion contract.
Yo, could you imagine like all the consultants they got taken care of, and like that was probably a wild negotiation.
$30 billion contract.
Do y'all think Disney is going to get acquired? That's an interesting.
Somebody should be. Now that would be a great acquisition for one of those companies.
Apple and Disney are tied like this, right? In fact, I think he stepped down though. But at some point, I don't know if he stepped down. The CEO, no. But he sat on the board of Apple. He was one of their board members while he was the CEO of Disney. But I think when he left Disney, I'm not sure whether he stepped down from Apple too. But at one point, he was both. He was both the CEO of Disney and a board member of Apple. They're tied like this, and that's just one way. But there's a lot of similar. But what I saw interesting is like listening to his thoughts about where he sees the future of the business, and his whole thing is like it's just all their linear TV, ABC, ESPN. He said, "Look, that's not even we don't even care about that no more."
Yeah, he said they letting that go.
They don't even care about that no more. So he sees the business being somewhere else. Let me see.
They basically gonna be Netflix.
Shout out to Diamond Dave though, because I was on one of his lives the other day, and he was talking about his opinion of why Tyler Perry should go through with the BET acquisition, and he was breaking down some stuff. But some of the stuff he was saying is kind of what Iger was saying in a different way. Any thoughts on the activity on Spill and Threads 30 days later? Jamil, I got to be completely honest with you, dog. I ain't been on Threads since the first week, and I'm going to tell you why. It's not that I didn't like the experience. It was cool. Like, even with both platforms, I feel Spill has something great too, but socials are hard when there's nobody there. And also what I realized about socials are very difficult when you can't search properly. One of the things about Twitter and how Twitter works with my workflow is where I get news for the most part. Like I don't go to Twitter to like I can play around on IG or TikTok for a couple hours, just like going through my Explore page and laughing at stuff. That's not what Twitter is. Twitter is literally where I get news from. Like I can literally go to Twitter and see what's going on all around the world.
Twitter is basically Fox now.
Yeah, I mean one way, but Threads couldn't be used that way. So, I find myself forgetting that it exists, though. That's a, interesting question. So, I don't know. iPhone is mirror secure. That's debatable. Some will say that Knox on Samsung is more secure. It's debatable. I keep Motorola. All the currently weapons tech is made to be used on Microsoft platforms. I see Don on stock in Microsoft, man. Hey, there's the young God is here. What's up, Cameron?
What's going on, youngster?
How are you? Android continues to reign in the global market with a 70.89% market share in the most recent quarter of 2023 with iOS. All right, so there's context to that too, Lorraine. One of the reasons why is because Samsung makes cheap-ass phones, right? I've looked at that data before, and when they start breaking down the data, that's because Samsung got like different tier phones, like the Galaxy S, and they got the Galaxy A, and that Galaxy A is like, Apple don't have that. So Apple still makes more money. selling less phones because you can't get an iPhone A. Like Samsung has cheaper phones, so when
Yeah, they sell $40 phones and
cheaper,
stuff
yeah.
like
So in
that.
cheaper parts of the world, Android will reign supreme. But there's also a video on YouTube where they were saying that because of the way they've branded themselves, when you go to those third world countries,
Those are luxury. That's a luxury.
they will do anything for an iPhone. They like the old Jordans. They will rob you for them joints. All the greats have haters. Jesus, MLK, Napoleon, Malcolm X, Joan of Arc, Marcus Garvey, Jimmy Williams, Julius Caesar, Darth Sidious. Yeah. You didn't see how to threw my name in there, Corey. You didn't peep that. You didn't peep that. You know,
I'm off right now.
yeah, you are. I threw my name right in there. But anyway, Pascal, the thing about that is, which is funny, I was having this conversation with, who was I talking to the other day? I think it might have been you, Core. When I was telling you, when we was having a conversation, I was like, yo, isn't it funny how as time goes on, everybody acts like they were marching with Dr. King. When you read the history, most black folks hated him. I was like,
you talked about the one thing that you need, because most of the people, like when you're doing something that benefits everybody, the people who it don't benefit gonna hate you. The people who it don't benefit right away, the people who were benefiting from the old system, when you try to change something, they gonna hate you like no other. Like there's a lot of the place you get the most hate when you try to change something is from the people you're trying to help. Mm-hmm. The people you're trying to help is going to hate you because they don't understand, they can't see, because they don't have vision. Like, you know, my grandmother used to always talk about sight with no vision.
No vision.
Sight with no vision.
Sight with no vision. So here's the thing, right? I remember, like, as a kid, feeling like, yo, everybody loves Muhammad Ali, because when I grew up, everybody did love Muhammad Ali. But then when I went back and got older and did the knowledge, started reading about how he was treated and how people looked at him, and even his own people, how half of them looked at him, I was like dumbfounded. I was dumbfounded. But
yo, the stories that came out about him, because when I was a young boy, you know, he used to. They were saying that he was destitute, broke at certain points, and Joe Frazier had to put him up. It was crazy. Like, they was like people used to steal from him, and he was the hatred from the people. And then, you know, all of a sudden he just became this beloved figure. Like, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? And I couldn't, you know, I was like, dang.
Doesn't Apple need Skyworks solution? Also debatable. That's the semiconductor company, right? Is that talking about the semiconductor company, Skyworks?
Yeah,
because
they got rid of Qualcomm, right?
Yeah, but they're making their own chip, from my understanding.
If they do that, then.
But here's the thing, though, right? Let's just say they didn't. Let's just say they say we need chips. Who's not going to jump at the feet of making chips for Apple?
Everybody will.
And they're going to bully and get whatever deal they want. I had mine 11 for almost 4 years. That's what I'm saying. You don't need to upgrade that
often.
Yeah. Needs to be searching for and plucking talent for innovation, because that ain't his strength at all. Well, that's not. I mean, so they have a whole different thing. Theirs is about making things work seamlessly. One thing I'll tell you about using both products, and that's why I have a different perspective. Samsung is far more innovative, but some of the stuff, because you get it early, is kind of trash.
Because you getting the first version of it.
Yeah, it's like, yo, you testing it basically, but then by the time the Apple gets it, it's like it works so seamlessly, because first of all, they got it 4 years late, so they had time to like make it
all their improvements.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, so Foxconn, you out here chatting with the green bubbles just why to piss people off. I'm just a rebel without a cause. Folks want to dress the part but not be the part, and that's why they want Apple. Woo! You said a lot there. I've told you, I've come to the conclusion that most people don't want to be wealthy. They don't want to have money. They want to look like they have money. I've really come to that conclusion. I believe that 1,000%. I got an iPhone because I'm not a young nerd who roots Androids anymore. Yo, at me, bro. Because I be still in my bag. Super Bowl ticks, etc. Oh yeah, all that was going down. Some of Disney's products would get sold off. They're trying to sell it off.
Yeah.
He left Apple's board. Okay, so he's not on Apple's board no more. Not Twitter, but X. Yeah, I gotta remember this X now.
Twitter.
What's the deal with ESPN and Penn Entertainment? Don't be the ESPN bet venture after Penn ditch Barstool. Won't there be a conflict of interest with ESPN giving out pre-game and draft analysis? ESPN saw where the bread is. Listen, I knew gambling was bread when I saw Michael Rubin sell his stake in the Sixers to do sports betting. And I'm like, and the reason I say that is because if you're from the area, right? Michael Rubin grew up in the area, was a fan of the team. He that was his childhood dream that he lived out. Saw that bread in sports gambling and was like, forget that. But is it a conflict of interest?
Probably.
I mean, that's debatable, probably. I mean, they don't do the gambling shows no more. Yo, ESPN used to literally have gambling shows.
Yep.
Like literally have gambling shows.
They had a show that came on at 6:30 where the boy would do the odds from Vegas.
Yeah.
They probably put it back on. Them shows probably will still come on once the football season starts.
They took them off for a while. Samsung makes Apple's phone screen. Yeah, they do. Similar with MLK. Yo, same thing with MLK. Some of these old heads be like, yeah, I was down there. I marched with him. Y'all be frauding. Go read some of the newspaper articles and watch some of the interviews from even his own folks back then.
Of malarkey.
Yeah, a lot of folks hated him. They ain't like him at all because, and to shoot them some bail, they were afraid because he was looked at as a rabble.
Sight, no vision.
There you go. They were afraid. They were afraid that if he kept acting that way, it's gonna be taken out on them.
They can see it, but they can't really see what's happening. Like you ever see something, but you don't know what's happening?
Yeah.
Like you don't have a vision. Like you don't got the 10,000 foot view. So my grandmother, when she would say sight, no vision, she was saying sight is when you can see it right here, but the vision is to have the 10,000 foot view and be able to see everything that's going on at one time. You know what I mean? And she said most people never get to see the 10,000 foot view. They only get to see what's right in front of them. And so they only get to see part of what's going on.
Yeah.
And so that's what she was talking about with sight with no vision. You don't get to see the 10,000 foot view where you can see everything going on. And she was like, your goal is always to get to the 10,000 foot view so you know what's going on.
All right. Jamil says on the resale market, brokers pay top bread for iPhones to be shipped overseas to Asia and Central America. That
people steal old phones so that they can get like. I know people who buy old phones on like they got sites where they buy old phones for $200, $300, $400, $500 because they know they're gonna be able to resell them for top dollar in another market.
Listen, the business of making fake iPhones is $1 billion business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, they make fake joints, like the fake AirPods, the fake all that.
$1 billion businesses off of that.
Yeah, ain't nobody making like fake Samsung and Motorola phones. Like no one cares that much. Let's see. If you think Apple is secure, look up the Pegasus surveillance tool. So I think it's all relative, right? And I know exactly what the Pegasus surveillance tool is, but it's all relative because there's a certain level of security and a certain level of everything being able to be gotten to. It all depends upon how much somebody wants to get to whatever it is you have.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? I had a discussion with some older folks at this church about local reparations and getting at least something started in the city. And they had every excuse in the world as to why it wouldn't work. That comes from fear. One of the things that, and I was just having this conversation with our folks from the Black Wealth Project. We all went out to lunch. I was talking to them. One of the things I was telling them is one of the things that I admire about the younger generation, you know, there's a lot to hate on y'all about because, you know, y'all be doing a lot. But one of the things I admire about y'all is y'all don't care about societal norms. Y'all don't care about questioning authority
at all.
A lot of older folks be like, we're gonna keep moving this way is because we've always moved this way. Y'all be like, F that. Y'all like think about your mental health. Like y'all literally be like, yo, I ain't doing that because it stresses me out. I ain't even thinking about that.
Too stressful for me to be.
Yeah, it's too stressful for me. I'm like, I admire that because like sometimes in our generation, like we weren't brought up that way. So I admire that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I listen, man. I don't have no beef with it. I just you know what's crazy? Like I'm one of them people. Just because I don't have no beef with it, don't mean I gotta do it. You know what I mean? Like if that's what you do. No, I'm just saying that's how I think though. Like if you think a certain way and I think a certain way, as long as you don't got no as long as what you're doing is not obstructing me from doing what I do and chill, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. There's no obstruction there. You know what I mean? With them doing that, there's no obstruction to me. Like from what it will do is inspire me. You know what I mean? Like I'll be inspired because they got fire in their belly, man. Like they want it their way. And
I love that. I love that about the younger generation, man. So Mark says, "Sight, what's in front, vision, what's down the road and beyond." Just like fake Rolexes, yeah, just like that, right? It's a whole $1 billion business selling fake Rollies. You know what I'm saying? You Rollie go tick and tock. It's not real. My fault. Little Philly's Most Wanted flashback. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Man and Bubonic. I even left it alone and just told him to attend a few city council meetings and get informed about what's going on with the city. Yeah. What's a public company that actually uses AI? All right, so that's an interesting question.
All right, Google.
Because it depends upon how you define AI.
Machine learning and AI are two different things.
So it depends upon how you, because AI has different branches that fall off of the tree of AI. So if you're talking about full artificial intelligence, or you're talking about something that falls off the branch of AI, like language model, machine learning, multiple regression. I mean, think about it. When you use your cell phone and you have predictive text, that's somewhat a form of AI, right? So it all depends upon how you define AI. AI can be defined different ways.
Yeah, the language learning models they've been around forever.
As a side, that's actually the topic that I'm speaking about in Utah is artificial intelligence and how it's going to impact real estate valuation and technology. So a whole bunch of nerds stuff. Still a bunch of excuses. Hey, listen, man, they fearful. You talking about the show on ESPN and USA with Wayne Allen Root? Is that the boy's name?
I don't know boy name.
Let me look up Wayne Allen Root.
It was called
It was a couple different shows though.
It was one show in particular though that came on right before the football games. It came on right at the Sports Center or right before Sports Center, and it was a boy from Vegas.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That ain't Wayne Allen Root. It was that was one, and it was another. Remember Jimmy the Greek, who was on
that was in the 80s.
Yeah, his whole thing was about the line though. You know what I'm saying? He got kicked off the air for saying some wild stuff.
Yeah, he was tripping.
Yeah, he was talking about like, because we come from Africa, like, we.
He just starts saying y'all niggas should, like he just should have just said nigga.
Yeah, you might as well have. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Did you ever see the story back in the day about a fake Apple store in China? They built. Yeah, I did see that. I saw it on YouTube. Slapped the. I'm telling you, Apple, like, it's a different league, dog. The youth are fearless, and that's what I'm talking about, Mark. They're definitely fearless. I admire that about them. Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm cool with people disagreeing with me on certain issues. If you disagree with me, then I'm just not going to talk with you at all. That's the beauty of being an adult, though, GC. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to one of my nephews the other day, and I was telling him, I was like, you got to put yourself in a position where you can pick and choose who you want to be around, right? Yeah, I was like, but as long as you rely on people for certain things, you can't do that. I said, you got to put yourself in a position where, FU money ain't what people think it is. Because you can make FU money like where you could just, you
can make FU money with 100K or 50K, right? It all just enough money where if you don't got to be bothered with people.
Exactly.
Like that, whatever that number is, where you don't have to be bothered with people, and you can keep whatever your moral code is, right? Because I know Amish people, right? They don't make that much money. They got FU money though. They got enough. Mm-hmm. They got enough of whatever they need, where they don't got to be bothered with other people and what other people do.
Yeah, they be in their own world.
They be in their own zone.
So a lot of people are responding to who uses AI, LLMs. ESPN Radio has a guy every Sunday morning. Ray Gun, shout out to you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Shout out to you for the love. Dang, just looked it up. They had more than 30 fake Apple stores in one city. How's that even possible, yo? They was wilding. FU money. Interesting. Yeah, man. So listen, man. We're getting ready to do our giveaway in a second. A couple things I want to say. Make sure you take a listen to our newest podcast. We talk about Alabama, but we also talk about unity in a couple. We have a great conversation about that. That's our newest podcast. Another podcast coming next Wednesday. Shout out to Ray Gun again for the super chat. What else we got going on, Cora? Oh, if your kid was in the camp, still be on the lookout because we're working through now trying to figure out what that stipend will be for every kid. So we're going to close that out probably this week. We're trying to work on an event for the men, right? Strictly a man, like a I don't want to call it a conference, but it's like a day where we get together. You know what I'm saying? A day of atonement is what Farrakhan say, the day of atonement. We're gonna put together that somewhere in the city. So we're working on that now in terms of location, and how it's going to be structured. That will probably be October, November. So be on the lookout for that as well. Other than that, man, also don't forget to come kick it with us in our private membership group. Classes every week. Sunday class, intro to options. Monday class, we talk about, kind of our plays in the market during the course of the week. We kicked ass again this week in the market, and that is bfbccd.com. It's $1 a day. We made it affordable for everybody. Shout out to those that are in there. A lot of you guys that are in there are in the chat right now. We appreciate y'all. bfbccstrategy.com. Shout out to the folks. Somebody this week used our play for Monday and hit for like a couple bands and was like, "Yo, I want to play a couple years." I was like, "No, dog, this is $1 a day. It's paid. We pay once a month, dog." Like,
yeah.
but it is what it is. MDCstrategy.com is that website. But we're getting ready to do our giveaway. Let's give away some Bitcoin today. We were giving away memberships. We ain't gonna do that. If y'all want to come join us in the MDC, man, spend $1.
Spend $30.
Spend $30, man. Because the thing about it is, you can leave whenever you want. That's the crazy part. Like, is the MDC on Teachable? So,
yes.
Great question. We have a vault on Teachable with over 300 classes, but our day-to-day interaction happens on something called the Circle app. It's a community that we have on the Circle where we have conversations all day long. But the classes also are live on Teachable. But once it streams live, it gets put into the vault. I mean, it streams live on the Circle. Once we finish, we put it in the vault, which is Teachable. Teachable is like our vault. Our vault contains classes on everything from real estate to the stock market to business credit. Like, we have like guest professors come and do that kind of stuff. And this is no guru stuff. We ain't telling you to like set up 5011 LLCs. We're not telling you to get 16 double blind trusts. This is not guru stuff. It's just a private membership group where we come and kick and share information. And when you come in, we want you to share information as well. But it's a lot of classes back there, and we got a couple new classes coming up, such as the 2023 Bitcoin class, where I'm going to show you how to have Bitcoin pay for your membership every month so you ain't got to pay for it. But that's either here nor there. We're going to give away some Bitcoin today. If you want to be put into our giveaway, drop a 1 in the chat right now.
Throw your ones in the air. Throw your ones in the air. Buck like you don't care. What up?
So just sign up on the MDC website if you want to attend live classes. Yeah, so Pascal, when you sign up for $1 a day, you get access to all the live classes, and you also get access to the Teachable Vault. You get access to everything, the entire kit and caboodle. Precious metals class, got all that, everything, the whole thing. Wayne said, I signed up today. Salute, Wayne. We'll see you back there. Make sure you get into,
follow the instructions. Follow the instructions so you get on the Circle app.
And join us for the live class on Monday. Live class Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern every Monday. We be live.
Live class Sunday too. Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, Sunday's a live class. So Sunday is the intro to options that Jay does. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, but let me get to the wheel of names real fast so we can get this done. Listen, man, we appreciate y'all for supporting us as always, man, because a lot of folks have joined Teachable especially since we went to this new $1 a day. Because we was charging a bean before?
$3 a day.
Yeah. We're down to $1 a day. Like, trying to make it so there's no excuses because you should never have to pay. To be honest with you. So let's get to it, y'all. Hey, Don Johnson, I just want you to know, man, I want my platinum plaque, man. For my post. My post went platinum, man. Anyway.
The class on Sunday, Jay normally does it at 8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern, yeah. But you'll see it all in the Circle. Once you get into the Circle, you'll see everything.
He has the event listed in the Circle journal. So all you got to do is click on it.
I'm locked in. Make sure my money there for my membership. Rochelle, we appreciate the love as always. All right, let's get to it. I know Pascal was the first person up there. What I got to Pascal, Cor?
Let me go back and look because the name just started piling in. Hold on, I got it.
Mark and K Diggy. Let me get them on. Then you tell me after that if you can catch up.
Pascal, Mark, K Diggy, Rochelle, Don, cheating ass V Don, Brittany, Jamil, Michelle, Tweet Talk, Big Pat Mode, Cookie, Wayne, Jose, Callie, and Cajon.
Hold on 1 second. Who else?
Rock Noxious.
Rock. I was just listening to Rock Marciano earlier. Legend. Good. I'm sorry.
That's it. That's all.
All right. Cool.
You got. Oh, Jose. I'm sorry. I missed Jose. Did I say Jose?
How many folks watching? Some of y'all got chicken. Y'all don't even care to win. That's all cool. That's all good though.
Jose. Did I say Jose?
No way, Jose. Yeah, we got Jose. Jose then Cali.
All right. You got Cajon and Callie on there?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Shouldn't leave Don alone. Don is our guy, man. We love Don, man. Don is the illest, man.
Like Biggie Smalls.
Speaking of Biggie Smalls, dog, I was in a car. I was in a car the other day.
Yo, he say some wild stuff, bro.
No, it's not. Yo, I just had the music on, like what you call it? The random
noise.
No, where you just tell it, like, pick the random song for you. I forgot what you call that, man.
Yeah.
Shuffle.
Random. Yeah, you gotta shuffle.
And Life After Death came on, and I'm sitting there and I'm like listening to it. You know, I love Big, man. And as I'm sitting there listening to it, I parked the car, and it was Long Kiss Goodnight. I parked the car, and I just like zoned out because I felt like I was watching a movie. And at times I forget just how ill Big was. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, yo, I don't know if I've heard anybody better since Biggie. Now,
listen,
not saying
we talk about greatest storytelling albums ever, right? No one ever mentions his two albums because both of those albums are basically a movie being told
I was sitting in the car, parked in front of the house, and then it's like, Range got told they double parked by a hydrant. Stupid mother. And I'm sitting there like, damn. I was like, yo, my man just told me a story. Anyway, this is
random. Literally from the beginning, like if you listen to the very first album, right? He starts off being born, and then the end of the album is him damn near committing suicide. It's his life. He starts at the beginning and goes all the way through the end, right? But no one ever notices it because the music is so good. But my man just told you his whole life story.
Listen.
And
I don't know, and no one tells a story like, yo, and I ain't trying to turn this into a Biggie Blumpkin fest, but in that song, right, he does something that nobody else does, right? So there's one thing to tell a story that's like, you know, a narrative that goes this way.
You start rapping as two different people.
He's rapping as if someone daydreaming, but he's rapping their daydream.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, Frank, pay attention. And he catches himself in the daydream, like smacking Frank, pay attention. These motherfuckers is henchmen. It's like, yo, I'm sitting listening to it like, hold up. So this dude is daydreaming about what he's going to do when they make this robbery. You know what I'm saying? 14-5, enough about it, buy a house, come up, you know, a brick a piece, capiche. He's talking about what he's going to do
once he do
because he's daydreaming. Then the other boy tells him like, yo, Frank, pay attention because these motherfuckers is henchmen. Like, knocks him out of the dream. I'm sitting there like, yo. And then it occurred to me.
He be going in and out of storylines inside the story.
That's what I'm saying. And then as I'm listening to this, I'm sitting there thinking like, yo, him and Pac were like 24 and 25, yo.
Telling these stories. It was crazy. Listen, warning. Who this paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack a dawn. They take you through a whole storyline.
Yo, both of those brothers were so young. Anyway, I'm sorry. I went off on a whole tangent right there, y'all. I apologize.
It's
Let's get this.
Pop from the barbershop told me he was in the gambling spot and heard the intricate. Yo,
I ain't
my
mean to say.
man
I ain't
told
mean
a
to set
whole
you up too, bro.
story.
Now I done set core off. My bad, bro.
I'm just saying, if you want to talk about stories, then sky is the limit. Story.
Yeah. I mean,
the whole John is telling his life story. Like my man just, anyway.
All right, let's get this spinning, y'all. Listen,
Yeah.
If you win, you have to let us know that you're still here, because we have like respun on folks and they didn't get it. The funniest thing was when people were like, we respin on them and then they hit me back later like, yo, I won. I'm like, you must have watched the replay because you were gone.
Yeah.
Mark said he's donating to the camp and joining the MDC. Tend to start paying me rent. Listen, Mark, these damn tenants out here, man, they trifling, man. All right, so with that being said, let's get this spinning. Good luck to everybody. Let's get it. Our first winner is, and the winner is, oh my man, is whoa, Brittany. Brittany, let us know you are still here. Are you here, Brittany? Are you here, Brittany? While we wait for Brittany to let us know whether she's here, we're going to do our second spin to see who our second winner is. And the winner is Oh! Wow.
Woo! Mark
with the dub. So Brittany and Mark. Yo, first off, let us know you're still here.
Brittany's in the comments.
Yeah, Brittany's in the comments. So Brittany's here. So Brittany, shoot me a message. Facebook, Twitter, anywhere. I'm at JW the Blueprint. You see it in my name. You can shoot us an email, bythehoodllc@gmail.com. You can inbox us on any of the socials. We're at By the Hood. I just put up a post today that's like doing a little bit of numbers, man. Shout out to all the workers from UPS. I think it's dope that y'all gonna get paid because y'all be working y'all ass off. Mark, I just see you here too, bro. Mark, still shoot me your cash app. I know I got it already, but shoot it to me anyway, just to remind me to send the money because I'm going to pay y'all tonight. Y'all will get paid. $25 in Bitcoin. KT says I'm mad. That was close. It's definitely close. So, what's your thoughts on Nas having Run DMC and himself with Marley as his DJ headlining a Hip Hop 50s concert in Yankee Stadium with Kool Herc, Grandmaster Cass, Grandmaster Melly Mel as the openers? Savage Queen get back. KRS was approached but turned it down for the commercialism of ticket sales and is doing his own thing in the park. Shout out to Nas for really embracing hip hop as 50. Shout out to my man DMC. DMC, that's my guy on Twitter. He follows me on Twitter and we be chopping it up. No, I don't know him, but just, I don't know. I said something one day that was fly. But shout out to DMC. I think it's dope. I think it's dope. I mean, listen, yeah. Grandmaster Cass is a legend. Melly Mel is a legend. Cool Hercules. What I find dope is getting an opportunity to see all these older guys pick up bags this year.
Yep. So, and that's really what I was going to talk about. He's helping them make a bag.
Yeah, like, so I could never be mad at that. Yeah,
now, those dudes didn't get paid the way these dudes get paid because they had, they came along at a time where it wasn't that,
I think I saw the other day, speaking of the stock market and all that, Rock the Bells, the company, which is owned by LL Cool J, they rang the bell, opening bell at the stock market, and they were talking to LL. And I think what he's doing is phenomenal, man. Rock the Bells, the actual company. So they have the tour, they have the radio station, they got all the media they're doing. He has given so many people equity in the company. Melly Mel, Grandmaster, he's giving all of them equity in the company. So as he builds it out, and what he was saying is people always talk about the people before him not getting their just due. He said that he's taking action. Instead of just talking, he's taking action by creating that entity and giving everybody equity. Yeah, Eminem got equity. Like all these, people that came before him and even after him, a lot of them have equity in that company. So that's like a company really owned by the culture. Anyway, man, everybody's saying congrats to y'all. Congrats.
What's the name John turned out? How they did the John that the one we was listening to on IG.
Oh, Versus.
That's what Versus did.
Yeah. So we'll see how that plays out too, because we ain't had a versus since that happened. DMC got his voice back. He was Chris at LL Rock. I heard him rock the Bell events. It's crazy too. Man, there's so much going on, man. So much going on. They canceled Made in America. You know what I mean? Some say ticket sales. Some say Lizzo. Who knows? But a lot going on. Anyway, man, listen, we appreciate y'all. We back here next week. Pod drops on Wednesday. If you're in the NDC, Sunday class, Monday class, hit us up on Circle anytime. Everybody else, y'all can hit us up anytime too. You already know what it is. We appreciate y'all. For those that have won, hit me up. I'm gonna pay y'all this evening. I mean, to cash y'all out. Yeah, and go check out that PJ Morton joint on YouTube. Just look up PJ Morton live session. Fire.
Orlando, London.
Orlando. I gotta check that out myself, man. Appreciate y'all. Random question. Let's get to this before we get out of here. Did y'all see the clip where LL Cool J said he made a whole album with? I did see that. And I thought that what he said was pretty interesting. It was dope. He said that he tried something that him and 50 wrote an album together. They worked on it together, but when he started listening back to it, it didn't sound authentically him because they worked on it together. So he just shelved the whole thing. So LL is a legend, man. LL is listen. When I was a kid, at one point, I remember when Bad dropped.
First of all, LL was he the one. He kept Def Jam afloat for like 12 years before Jay-Z and all of them came along. LL was Def Jam. Before like Redman and them came in the mid 90s, but from like 88 to like 93, 94, he was Def Jam.
I was outside. I was a kid. I was probably like 8 years old. I remember when I'm Bad dropped. You couldn't tell me I wasn't LL. Like,
right?
He was a superhero. He was a superhero. I used to walk around the crib on a shark fin joint. Like, LL
was that dude, man.
He was like a superhero to me, dog. So it's like you can't say nothing bad about LL to me.
I'm not
man.
The last mafia, but I'm an MC cop. I make you say go LL and do the
yeah. You can't tell me.
Man, it was.
All right, stop, man. All right, stop. Yo, stop, bro. You set me off, man. I knew LL was a real one when he said we're gonna end on that. We're gonna end on that note right there.
That was
yo, stay safe. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
See y'all next week, yo.
Y'all, man. Peace.